news was beyond painful, and it also pointed to a bigger issue. I didn't have the tools or training to navigate this. No man in my life had ever modeled emotional literacy for me. So I did what most men do. I stuffed my emotions deep down and tried to pretend everything was okay. But, predictably, that only made it worse. As a last-ditch effort, I attempted to make promises to her, the kinds of things I thought she wanted to hear. I tried to charm my way out, express remorse, all of my old tricks. But there was no talking my way out of it this time. She had decided. 1 month after that devastating breakup, my business partner, who was also a close friend, left our company to go to a rival firm. He cleaned out his office in the middle of the night. I imagined that, just like me, he lacked the tools to meaningfully confront real issues. I was left in a state of shock, with much to contend with, a new mortgage to pay and a family to provide for, all predicated on a business that now felt like it was falling apart. After my business partner left, I reverted to the same pattern I used when my wife left. I stuffed my feelings. I struggled immensely, with no hope that I'd be able to dig myself out. Nearly 6 months later, after languishing, getting nowhere, and finding myself in an ever deeper rut, I experienced the first of many blessings that would help turn things around. My turning point. One afternoon, a colleague asked me to come into his office. He accused me of acting out of control and letting emotions get the best of me. You see, there had been a recent incident at work where I'd angrily yelled at someone over the phone. This was not okay, he explained, which I agreed with completely. As I listened, I realized he was giving me the same feedback about my behaviors that my wife had already shared. He described my actions as often coming from a place of entitlement. This was hurtful, but it rang true. This colleague then offered me the invitation that would change my life. He encouraged me to attend a personal growth weekend put on by the Mankind Project, a global brotherhood of nonprofit charitable organizations that conduct programs for men. I had never heard of it. He gave me a few details, but was adamant the weekend had changed his life years before. I accepted his offer and signed myself up. The weekend is akin to a rite of passage, an initiation into healthy manhood. It helped me to debunk outdated norms of masculine behavior I had adopted and emulated, just like most men. During the workshop, I confronted unexamined beliefs about myself that were driving my behaviors and creating havoc in my personal relationships. I experienced healing that I wasn't anticipating. Most importantly, I discovered that I was able to have a conscious relationship with my emotions. Instead of me reacting without control over what I was feeling, I could actually engage with my emotions in a healthy way. I learned that if I stayed on the path of being awakened rather than allowing my inner little boy to run the show, I could be healthily masculine in all my roles: father, husband, leader, and friend. This was the beginning of a lifelong partnership between my head and my heart. Inspired by my new awakening, I wanted more of what I had experienced during the men's weekend. I signed up as volunteer staff for future workshops and joined a local men's group to continue the work I had already started. My intention was simply to stay awake and develop those new emotional muscles to serve me in my life. Little did I know what would come of it. 8 years later, I had racked up thousands of hours of staffing and was actually leading those weekend workshops along with weekly men's groups. By 2007, I knew that I wanted to live and lead from the heart in all areas of my life, including my career. I left my financial services job and embarked on a completely new phase of leadership coaching and consulting. I started by sharing what I'd learned by writing a book, and from there, people began looking to me for guidance and expertise about how men could do better, be better. Around that time, I was introduced to a colleague who worked as a diversity and inclusion consultant. She became